Hi, and welcome to another episode of this mini-series. And in this episode, we're going to be looking at the Journey Builder. And this is the tool that we're going to use to create the entry flows. An entry flow is the process which a user follows on your kiosk to sign in. From your dashboard, select Journey Builder on the left-hand side. Here we can see a list of journeys that we have created with the flows within them. Currently, you may find a default journey with a default flow. To begin, we will select Create Journey at the top right. It will then take us to this page. Here we can add a logo to the specific journey. This may be beneficial to a business that has multiple different businesses within them to identify which journey is for which business clearly. We then need to give this journey a meaningful name, such as where this journey will be fixed, such as a main entrance. We can also give a description of this journey to help us every time we need to look at it. We can then select if the entry flows within this journey should be touch or non-touch. If you want to allow users to sign in using the touchscreen, simply toggle the switch to be on. This will show green when activated. If you want to use a contactless sign-in process on your kiosks, you should leave this toggle switched off. If you activate the touch mode, we can then decide on the quick name match, which once the user types in the first 3 letters of their first or last name, the system will display all users with matching results. Or the private name match, where the user has to type in the full first name and then the last 3 letters of the second name to be presented with the available matching profiles. Private name match is useful if you have a lot of users with the same first name, as a quick name match would return a long list. Now that we've completed that, we are going to build the flow within this journey. Now we need to give this flow a name. Seeing as this will be for a specific user type, we can give it a name, visitors. We can also give it description alongside it. We can select what user types this flow will affect. You can have one flow per user type if you wish, or we can create a flow for all user types. This is useful for having different entry rules and steps for each different user group. For this one, we're going to select visitor. Next, we'll be selecting the inputs. If you have activated the touch mode, you can use any of these inputs alongside touch mode, or leave the input blank to use each touch mode only. If your journey is non-touch, at least one input method should be selected. QR code allows users to sign in by scanning a quick pass QR code from their phone. Depending on the registration method set for your user type, users can use the quick pass from the passport account or book their visit in advance to get a quick pass specific to their appointment. Face recognition means that users can sign in by simply standing in front of the device. If a photo of them exists in the system, they will be recognized and continue through the next steps. RFID entry method means that users with an access control card or fob can simply tap their card against the reader on the kiosk to sign in and out. Next, we'll be selecting any checks we want to have in place. If you select the temperature check, a cog will appear to allow us to change the settings of this check. We can control the threshold where we deem the temperature to be too high, and it is set at 37.3 degrees Celsius. You can set the check by either selecting Rapid, where the kiosk takes a single sample and use that value, or Sampled, where the kiosk will take a number of samples across a 3-second window and return an average result. You can also decide not to have any checks in place if you wish. Next, we will choose to have any compliance within this entry method. We can select any compliances that we have created from a previous video, and you will notice another cog appearing. Within this cog, we can then determine how often this will appear to our users. If users can register before they arrive, we can also schedule when they will receive the compliance before they come to the kiosk. We can then select a host, and they will be notified when a user signs in. The host field will allow the user to select who it is they are coming to visit during their sign-in. Staff is often used as host for visitor flows, so a visitor can select who they are coming to see. If we select the cog setting right here, we can also select to give the option that users don't know their host, and also have the system notify the host when the visitor has arrived. Next, we'll be selecting the outputs that occur when a scan is successful. Door relay will control the door connection to the relay cable, and within the cog function, you can choose to have the door open on a successful scan. Print badge, where we can have an ID badge printed automatically if you have a compatible printer for the users within this flow. You can also define what information will appear on this badge within the cog settings. Save data, where we can save the successful scans to be saved or not. Most customers have the option to save the data added within their flows. Next, we can decide to have any notifications. These will go to the internal users of the system, such as admins, and not the users. Once we have determined what the internal user will be notified of, we will need to insert their email address into the cog setting. These should mirror the checks that we have in place, as there will be no point in having a temperature notification added if the check is not selected. Finally, we have the feedback section. Feedback is granted when there is a successful sign-in, and denied being those who are denied entry due to failing one of the entry requirements, such as a compliance check. If we select the cog setting, we can change the message that is displayed. Audio will read out the message, the temperature will show the user their temperature, and the light will have the kiosk flash upon successful sign-in. Once we have selected what we want for our flow, we will now need to build it by selecting the plus signs, and we can then see it added to the right hand side. Once this is done, select Save Journey Builder, and we will be taken to the main Journey Builder settings. If you are using the non-touch mode, you can now configure the instruction screen for the user types you have just created a flow for. This means that you can show a table on the entry screen which displays which entry methods each user type can use to sign in. If you are using touch mode and don't need to make any changes, just go straight to the update button at the bottom. Some key bits to know is that now that we understand how to build a journey and a flow within it. If you have any child user types within a parent user type, such as our staff being the parent and manager and team member and supervisor being child parent types, if you select a staff as a user type, the child will be pulled across as well. This means you can set a flow for all staff within this user type, or you can specifically select manager or supervisor or team member and then create another flow for a different user type within the same parent. Within this journey that we've created as well, we can see the flow just along here. If we click available actions, we can also add a second flow. If we give this one another name, such as staff, and then give it a description, we can then start building a flow specifically towards that user type. Notice what I mentioned earlier of the notes. We can create it for each different kinds of child user types here within the parent one. But with this one, we're going to select the parent. And then we can create our flow as we would like to. Once we have chosen what we'd like, we can build this to the right hand side and save this journey builder. And again, we'll be taken back to this screen. Now that we've built a second flow within that journey, we can see an arrow just on the left hand side. If we click that, we can then see the second flow built, and we can see the differences between each flow. That's everything on the Journey Builder video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.